Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, June the 18th, 2022, presented by Mercury. Hey, we're going to check in with Tom Ott, who we spent some time with on a Bucks Island Live up at Guntersville this week, put a few fish in the boat. We're going to talk to Lee Pitts about Weiss Lake, and of course, Neely Henry leading up to today's Coosa River team trail there on Neely Henry out of Coosa Landing. And then, of course, Josh Herron, our good friend down there from Reaction Innovations, about Logan Martin and Lay Lake. Let's find out what these guys have to say. We'll be right back to help you put a few more fish in your boat. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, June the 18th, presented by Mercury. It's hot out there. It is super hot, and we're going to be out there on the Coosa River, Neely Henry Coosa River Team Trail. Lee Pitts is going to tell us how we're going to win that tournament. Let's start with Weiss Lake. What's going on at Weiss?
It's you nailed it, man. It's hot. I'm out here right now. Just I've already got sweat rolling down my back. So it's the summer's here early. It's the dog days of summer, and these fish know it. You can still get a little bit of a grass bite in the morning. It's not long. If you hit on the right spot and catch the right fish, you can get a couple early. But some of the bigger fish have already left that grass. There's some small fish in there, but every now and then, if you've got some good depth and maybe in a off a long point that comes out with 2 to 4 foot of water in front of it, there may still be a big one laying in it. But most of these fish, they're getting on this wood cover. Anything up the river, the lay downs, the stumps, the wash is scattered with stumps and a bunch of trees and things like that people put in the water. So that's what you're looking for. Get around these docks. It's got some brush under it. Look for the lay downs, look for some of the deeper docks, and you can catch some bass doing that.
Crappie bite going to be a little sketchy right now because of the heat?
Yeah, it's this time of year it's hard to kind of target them. They're out there in the main lake just roaming. They're suspending out there. They're not bunching up, but you can still catch a few. Early in the week, I had a couple of morning trips, and we caught a few, but you can catch a bunch of white bass right now. So if you got some kids or you just want to go out and have some fun and catch some fish, we're dropping live bait down there in that 12 to 14 foot of water around some kind of brush or any kind of little eddy spot, and you can catch a lot of white bass right now.
All right, Neely Henry. We got the tournament this weekend, Coosa River Team Trail. What to expect there?
Well, it may be one of these do as I say, not as I do. I hope I can catch a few. But really, it's kind of the same right now. There's still a few fish in the grass, but most of these fish are starting to back out a little bit. And when I'm talking about fishing river ledges, Neely and Weiss, you're not looking at 25 feet. You're looking at some of those 8 to 10 foot breaks, finding some of the harder bottoms. And these fish are still hanging around docks. Even with the heat like it is and the water warming up, these fish will still be in that 3 to 4 foot of water around some of these docks. It's got a little brush under it. So I think that's going to be the key. Of course, some of these guys are going to go way upriver and play that current. And, when they cut that water on, those big old spots will roll up on those little eddy places and behind those laydowns. So that's another way if you want to take that chance to run up that river.
Well, Lee, as always, we appreciate everything, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
If you are interested in a little bit more information on Guntersville, check out the link in the description. We were out on the water for a couple hours with Tom Ott yesterday, putting a few fish in the boat, and shared a few tips and tricks, so go check it out.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, June the 18th, presented by Mercury. Hey, we are joined right now with the star of Bucks Island Live, Tom Ott. Tom spent some time on the water with us this week and showed us how to put a few fish in the boat. So remember, Tom, we can't lie to anybody now. They all saw how we can catch those fish. Tell us what's going on at Guntersville.
Well, I tell you, Dano, like we said, there's a good mayfly hatch right now, and it ought to get just stronger as this weekend progresses. But, those brim are going to be up there eating those mayflies. And as you guys saw, swimming a worm or just throwing a worm in those areas, I think even a jig, a chatterbait, something like that in that grass, we were kind of sitting in that 7, 8, 9 foot of water and throwing up anywhere in 3 foot of water, something like
2
that.
to 3 foot, yeah.
With grass and, there's a lot of eelgrass and some coontail mixed in there. But areas like that, those are going to be quite productive, I think, for at least another week or so. I think at that point you're going to have to kind of work your way back out to the ledge or maybe start fishing at night some. But this heat is just really oppressive for sure.
Yeah, I think what you showed us yesterday, that swim worm, maybe a small swim bait, swim jig, something like that in those areas. But if you're looking for a big one, you pretty much got to find some shell beds and stuff like that maybe off the ledges, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of messed around a little bit after we cut away, and I was able to put some bigger fish in the boat, just throwing that jig. But I really had to slow down, swim it a little bit slower in the grass. But yeah, I mean, percentage wise, definitely the ledges, the hard bottom stuff are really where your bigger fish are going to be right now. I mean, not to say you can't catch a 7 or 8 pounder out of the grass. I'm not saying that, but percentage wise, I think your larger fish are going to be out there on that deeper stuff for sure.
Are the numbers of fish, are they now out there on those channels? Is that what you're looking at? Are they kind of out there? Can you still maybe get a few in the backwaters?
Oh, absolutely. Those fish are going to be everywhere, at Guntersville. And, those fish, there were a lot of fish in the area that we were fishing. I don't know how many total. There were some fish caught by Jennifer, so there was somewhere 19 or 20 we caught in that one area that was 250, 300 yards long. There was a lot more fish in there, obviously, that we weren't hitting. I think absolutely those fish are going to be easing back into the backwaters. They're going to be eating those the brim that are back there with the mayflies. They're going to be moving out to the ditches, the edges. There's going to be a lot of bait out there. There's a lot of brim out on those deep places too. So don't forget, when you see those big wads of mayflies floating down the river channel, it's coming across a river channel. Those opportunities definitely exist out there to catch some big fish in the open water.
Well, Tom, as always, man, we appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again next week. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, June the 18th, presented by Mercury. Time for us to connect with our good friend from Reaction Innovations, Josh Herron, our Bass Cat Mercury Pro. What's going on at Logan Martin and Lay Lake these days?
It's bumpy, dude.
A lot of big boats out there.
Lots of big boats. No, man, we actually had like an epic Logan Martin bag weight in last weekend.
Really?
Pretty spectacular. I mean, when you hear 20 pounds broke on Logan in June, that's something to write home about. But it fell off really fast after. Seems like you got a lot of fish that are still kind of getting on that brush deal. It's pretty much how I think it got won. The main gig right now is, like I said, it's going to be brush. It's going to be shaky heads. It's going to be Carolina rigs. It's all the rise and grind kind of summertime fishing that you would expect. But obviously there's some bigger fish to be caught right now, which is something to actually look forward to. Just make sure you get there early, bring a good sense of humor, and enjoy the day.
Definitely want to be drinking a lot of water in the days before you go fishing these days, right?
Body armor, buddy.
There you go. You got the Mamba juice going.
Mamba juice. That is the deal. I also recommend Gatorade's new Pedialyte. Spectacular. Lay Lake's setting up about the same way. You got a lot of fish moving out. You're still getting that opportunity to catch those grass fish early.
Okay.
It just seems like between boat traffic and high water temps, they're not hanging around too terribly long during the day. So you're getting a lot of fish that are suspending and pulling out. So fishing's not going to be lights out right now if there's still fish to be caught. Just stay hydrated, keep your head on a swivel, and be careful.
How much time in the morning do you think you have in the grass at both of these lakes?
Dude, I'm checked out and gone by about 8:30.
Okay.
That seems to be the whole Cooster right now. That's from the time sun breaks till about 8:30. That's really your magic hours where you need to be making hay right now. After that, it slows down substantially, and that's when the whole brush thing comes into effect.
Are you seeing any schooling activity in the mornings?
Not really, man.
Okay.
That's what's kind of weird. I'm not even seeing a ton of bait right now. Okay. I think we've just got a really bad thermocline going right now in the Coosa. Sounds stupid, but thermoclines, they set up really fast when this water slows down just because of water temperature. So right now is a really good time to learn your electronics. You need to spend as much seat time right now as you do fishing to legitimately be productive.
Well, man, Josh, we appreciate everything, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, that'll wrap up our Bucks Island area fishing report for Saturday, June the 18th, presented by Mercury. Thanks to the guys for everything that they have to do to contribute to what you guys get to do on the water. If you're looking for a boat, come see Katie, Patrick, and Melissa. They'll help you figure out what it is you're looking for. See Pat and the guys in Parts, Colin and Jamie up there in the loft. And, of course, if you need service, go see Angela down there. We'll figure out what we can do to give you a hand. Thank you for being the best part of Bucks Island, and we will talk to you again next week.